G'day guys, welcome back to the Entertain House YouTube channel. I'm pumped. Round 16 of the NRL kicks off on Thursday night. We are back for some rugby league. Guys, this video is sponsored by Drom Clothing. Make sure you go and check out Drom Clothing Co. on Instagram until midnight tomorrow. So on the 1st of July, you won't be able to get your discount, but make sure you use the code EOFY25 if you would like to receive a discount. There's some surprise packs on the site. And there's some warm stuff to keep you warm this winter, so I'm really happy with Drom at the moment. So make sure you go and check him out. But guys, let's get into round 16 of the NRL. All right, guys, it is time to give away this footy that has been signed by Sean Russell, Brad Arthur, not Clint Gutherson, Mitchell Moses, Junior Paulo, Micah Sevo, plenty of Eels names. Plenty of entries as well. I'll read them out so it's fair. We got Noob Zos, Madden Moss, Real Bacon Gaming, Griffin YouTube, Hayden Ladd, League Only, Yusuf Meslami. So there is all the names. We are about to spin and pick our winner. Good luck to everyone. Someone is winning a Parramatta Eels signed footy. And guys, get them into 3K and we will pump out some giveaway. And check out the TikTok Entertain YT where I'll put some on there if I reach 150 followers before Friday. The winner of the giveaway for the footy is Yusuf Meslami. Yusuf Meslami, you have won yourself a Parramatta Eels signed footy. Hopefully it looks good in your collection. Let's get into my tips.
Subscribe to Entertain House.
So let's get into the first game of rugby league, shall we? Obviously, there will probably be no crowds at this game due to the Sydney Central Coast areas currently being in a very unfortunate lockdown. So this game moves from the Sydney Cricket Ground up to Newcastle. It's being played at McDonald Jones Stadium between the Sydney Roosters and the Melbourne Storm. The Melbourne Storm are coming off a record-breaking 66-16 win over the West Tigers, leading 40-0 at halftime. The Roosters led the Panthers early. I tipped them. I fell for it and couldn't get the job done in the end. They got flogged in the second half. Penrith way too good. So this is going to be an interesting game. The Roosters are considered the home team. However, they're being played at Newcastle. Both of these sides fighting for a lot at the moment. The minor premiership is in the Storm's hands at the moment. And I think the Roosters are really pushing to stay in that top 6 and even push towards that top 4 spot. Let's have a look for the sides. So Sam Walker is back for the Sydney Roosters with Satili Tupanua also returning to the side in the back row, jersey number 12. Angus Crichton will be backing up from Origin by the looks of it. He's named in jersey number 11. Joseph Suwali is in the reserves as well as Freddie Lussick for this match. And Billy Smith is out. Having a look at the Storm now. Few outs for the Storm. Tom Eisenhuth is out. Nelson Asofa Solomona is out. And Harry Grant is also out. But I tell you what, Brandon Smith has been killing it at hooker. In for the Storm, Tepai Moeroa in jersey number 23. It'll be interesting to see if he makes his Storm debut as a late change, potentially. Cooper Johns has been named via the reserves. Quite a few names here. Kenny and Jesse Bromwich both back in the side. And Marion Seve also in the reserve. So honestly, the Storm's record-breaking win, they could just be heading for that premiership once again and be heading back-to-back premiers. I tipped the Roosters against the Panthers. I can't tip the Roosters here. I can't trust them enough, honestly, to keep this game close in regards to a 10 or less. I feel like they'll be beaten by 10. I'd take a Storm minus 8 to 10 line, but I'm going to go with the Melbourne Storm here to win 32 points to 18. I'm going to go with their back rower to score the first try, and I'm talking about Felice Kafusi to score the first try of the match. And I've got a feeling that Sasia Takiaho from the Roosters will score a try at any time. And we're going to take the Storm to win. over the Roosters on Thursday night by 14 points. Look at the second game of rugby league we have on Friday night, Central Coast Stadium. Once again, probably no crowds here. The New Zealand Warriors taking on the St. George Illawarra Dragons. The Dragons have been a very different team this year. They've been in and out of form, arguably for the most part out of form, but they are still sitting in the top 8, and they had a really nice victory, grind out win over the Canberra Raiders, who arguably should have kicked a touch in my opinion. However, the wind was not on their side. As for the Warriors, they've been really, really hot and cold. They've got a few outs here. I'm a little bit worried. Their completion rates against the Dragons in recent games, though, have been absolutely fantastic. Let's have a look at the side. So Josh Curran, Ewan Aitken and Reece Walsh all out for the Warriors. Reece Walsh out for an extended amount of time, I believe. So Bunty Afoa is in via the bench. Chad Townsend is in the 7. He is in the 7. He'll be making his Warriors debut. And so will Dallin Watene-Zelezniak will be making his New Zealand debut. So interesting one there. Looking forward to that for sure. Besides that, looks like Wade Egan's back at hooker. Let's go to the Dragons now. Ravalawa is out for this one. Tyrell Sloan is out as Matt Duffy has been named back in the side. Jordan Pereira in jersey number 21. Josh Maguire returns via the bench in jersey 14. Interesting move there in 14 with that impact. We'll see how that goes. And I mentioned Matt Duffy. So, look, the Warriors, lot to like here with Chad Townsend and Dallin Watene-Zelezniak, but I quite like the grittiness that the Dragons are bringing to games. They had a big loss to the Bulldogs. They've been really inconsistent, but I think they'll strike and I think they'll win this game. So I'm going to tip the Dragons for an upset here. I think the Dragons will pull off a victory. And I think they'll win by 4 points. I think it will be very close, the games on Friday night. I'm going to take the Dragons to beat the Warriors. 24 points to 20. I think there'll be plenty of points in this game. And we're going to take Dallin Watene-Zelezniak to be the first try scorer in his new Warriors colours. We saw Ken Mamalo bow out with a hat trick. So I'm going to take Dallin to score first. I'm going to go Andrew McCulloch out of dummy half to score for the Dragons at any time. But I think the Dragons will be a little bit too good for an understrength Warriors side. Moving into the potential game of the year, my Parramatta Eels face a very tough opponent in the Penrith Panthers, who have been dominant in the recent seasons of the NRL. Last 2 seasons, they have been a very strong side. Their main man, Nathan Cleary, is out. It's a huge out for me. But there's still a lot to like about these Panthers. Jerome Luai, Brian To'o, Charlie Staines is at fullback for this one. I probably would have had Crichton in there and kept Staines on the wing. Naden's also been called in. Dylan Edwards out. Viliami Kikau's back. As for the Eels, Nathaniel Roach and Keegan Hipgrave are out. Bryce Cartwright returns via the bench. Will Penasini has been named in jersey number 18. Jake Arthur in the 21. Mike Acevo back. Oregon Kafusi back via the bench. Oh my God, this game is hard to tip. I tell you what, this game is hard to tip. And I'm really struggling to lock it in. I think Parramatta probably have the edge in advantage. I think Parramatta, if it goes to around $1.90, I think most people will be taking Parramatta. We were $4 yesterday. We're now $2.60. No Cleary, no Edwards. But for me, Penrith are at home. They're at home and they're playing some good footy. They've still got a lot of strike power on the park. And I hate to say it. I hate to do it. And I can't wait to eat my words when we beat the Western Sydney rivals. But I'm going to tip Penrith here. I think this game will be very close. I really do. And I think we'll start really, really well. But I think Penrith at home will snatch it, just like they did against the Roosters. A lot closer scoreline though. I'm going to take Penrith to win this game by 4. This breaks my heart. And I'm going to go Penrith to win 16 points to 12. I think we're going to see a very low scoring game of footy between these sides. It could even be raining as well, but I'm going to take a low scoring one. I'm going to go Mike Acevo, who's actually paying $10 for the first try scorer. I think it's a brilliant bet. I'm not going to lie. It's the best price I've seen him in a long time. I know it's not a Bankwest, but against some of that back line, I think it's a pretty good pick. I'm going to take Isaiah Yeo to score a try at any time. I think that this battle will be won through the middle with players like Regan Campbell-Gillard and Junior Paulo. Regan Campbell-Gillard and Wonga Blake against their old side, man, they're going to be out for some blood. It's going to be so close, but if you're tipping para, you're brave. I'm expecting a loss here. I'll cop it on the chin, win next week, but I'm going to go Penrith Panthers to win, Sevo to score a try, and Isaiah Yeo to score a try, but I just want to wish those para boys best of luck. The next game sees the Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs going up against the Manly Seagulls. Manly against the Titans, down 24-8 at halftime. They come back to win that game 56-24. Outrageous scoreline. It was something like that. Couldn't believe it. Mental win from the Manly Seagulls. Tom Trbojevic is in another level of form. Lots of changes for Canterbury here. Adam Elliott is out. Brandon Wakeham's out. Nick Kotrick is out. Corey Waddell is out. Aaron Swap is out. And Katoa is also out. So Lachlan Lewis has been named in the 19. Kyle Flanagan and Jake Averillo are the halves for the Bulldogs. Wow. There's a new look bench in Joe Stimson, Chris Patello, Bailey. Is there any debuts here? Because it'd be cool to see two more debutants in Christopher. Yeah, both of them. And Joe Stimson obviously gets that recall. And then obviously for the Manly Seagull, Cade Cust is in. Moses Sully is in. They are both named in the reserves though, with Kurt DeLu and Sipley and Trbojevic making up the interchange bench. Obviously they're without Jake Trbojevic as well for an extended amount of time, but you're playing some good footy. The Dogs are not playing great. I think that they will score some points. I don't think they'll be kept to nil. Looking at that side, I'm almost thinking they're kept to nil. I'm going to go Manly by 28 here. I think they'll win pretty comfortably. I'm going to go Manly to win 38 points to 10. Going to take Morgan Harper to score the first try against his old club. The other centre, Brad Parker, he's been on fire, so you could probably take him as a pick as well. But I'm going to go the other centre, Morgan Harper. And then I'm going to take Sean Keppie in that lock position to get a try. So both Yo and Sean Keppie, two locks I've picked for the round to score a try and a comfortable win for the Manly Seagull on Saturday afternoon. The game is at GIO Stadium and it sees the Canberra Raiders up against the Gold Coast Titans. Last time these two sides played, I believe the full-time score was 20 points to 4. Not too many points in that considering the new rules of the game and the speed. Both sides making a lot of errors, so it'll be an interesting rematch this one. Let's have a look at the Raiders. Xavier Savage is out. Hudson Young is in via the reserve. Jared Croker is in. Jared Croker is into the Canberra Raiders side, back in jersey number 3. That's a big in for mine. Ryan James has been named, but in jersey number 21. As for the Titans, AJ Brimson is in. That's a huge in. Could be ruled out late. We'll have to wait and see just how fit he is. Beau Fermor is in. Corey Thompson is back. Kevin Proctor. Lots of big names there. Greg Marzoo is out, and so is Jai Whitbread. So Philip Sammy and Corey Thompson on the wing. It's been great to see Marzoo. He's been in some great form. So I think he'll be back in that Titans jersey. But you've got to give it to Corey Thompson the way that he played to start the season. But David Fafita, Tino, and Moe are all named to back up from Origin. I want to tip the Titans here. I really do. I feel like there's an upset brewing. I can't tip too many upsets, so I've gone for a couple this round. I'm going to go with the Raiders by 8. I think that this game will definitely be either side 1-12. I don't see a blowout from either side. Like, I don't see the Raiders winning like 40-10 or something like that. I think it'll be high scoring. And I think Corey Thompson will score at any time. He's coming back into the side strong, get out to that wing, and I think he'll score. But I'd take Josh Hodgson to score the first try of the match and the Canberra Raiders to win 28 points to 20. I think it'll be an 8-point game. But the Raiders, just because of the home advantage, will be a little bit too good. Game sees the Newcastle Knights up against the North Queensland Cowboys. Interesting game, this one. Both of these sides starting to slip out of the top 8, and they definitely want to get back in there. It's going to be a good game, I think, on Saturday night. I think it's going to be a side that comes away with a bit of a blowout here, though. Let's have a look at the sides. So Tex Hoy is out. Kalen Ponga is back for the Knights. Jack Johns in the reserves. Phoenix Crosland is in via the reserve. So really, Kalen Ponga is the only one for that one. As for the Cowboys, no outs. Hylam Lukey is in jersey number 21. He had a fantastic debut, and I really can't wait to see more of this fellow, but he probably will be in the reserves for this one. Kyle Felt backing up from Origin. Hamiso obviously back earlier in the year. Talangi's been great. Jake Clifford, Mitch Pearce, the halves for Newcastle Knights. So they're almost fielding a full-strength team here, but I'm going to go for the upset here. I'm going to go with the Cowboys. I know this game is being played at Newcastle, but I think that the Cowboys have a lot more to play for than the Knights. I think that the Knights know that they've been hit by too much this year. It's obviously still pretty much 10 or 8 rounds to go in the competition, but I think that they're pretty unlikely to play finals footy. I know it's a big call, and I had them top 4 in outrageous predictions last year, but I just think that the loss of Mitch Pearce and Ponga has hit them too hard. They've had some bad scorelines put on them at home, and I think it'll be the same here. I think the Cowboys will dominate the Knights. I'm going to take the Cowboys to win 30 points to 16. Cowboys by 14. I'm going to take Scott Drinkwater, to score the first try of the match. And I'm going to go with the back rower from the Knights in Lachlan Fitzgibbon. Either him or Mitch Barnett, but I'm going to go Lachlan Fitzgibbon to score a try at any time. I believe he's coming off a try as well in that game in the wet where the Knights arguably scrappy game against the Warriors, scrappy win just. But I'm going to go the Cowboys here by 14 points. This game sees the Brisbane Broncos up against the Cronulla Sharks. Now let's have a look at both of these sides. Lots of outs for the Broncos. Xavier Coates is out. Tavita Pangai Jr. is out. Carmichael Hunt is out. So the halves will be Brodie Croft with Tyson Gamble. Interesting halves combination there. Anthony Milford is in jersey number 21. David Mead, who's been a try-scoring genius, in jersey number 20. Jordan Ricky also in the reserves. Kobe Hetherington, Jesse Arthurs finalised the bench for the Broncos. TC Rabadi has been fantastic. Moves into jersey number 12 in the back row. As for the Sharks, Andrew Fafita is in jersey number 20. Harodi is in jersey 21. And that's probably about it. Sione Katoa in jersey number 19. So Connor Tracy and Ronaldo Mulatalo remain the current halves for the Sharks. The Sharks have been playing some okay footy. They're currently 4 straight wins as well. Probably an easy win here over the Broncos as well. But I'm going for an upset. I'm going to do it. I'm going to tip Brisbane. Brisbane are currently sitting in 16th position. I just think that they're going to come out firing here on a Sunday afternoon in front of the home fans. Especially, is there anyone there? No, Xavier Coates. I was going to say especially with the disgraceful performance at Suncorp from some of these Broncos players. But there was no Broncos besides Xavier Coates in the Maroons team. And I think most people will be going the Sharks here, but I quite like the Dragons and the Broncos to pull off upsets this round. So I'm going to tip the Brisbane Broncos in a close game. I'm going to take the Broncos to win by 6, 22 points to 16. I'm going to go with anytime try scorer, the denied origin star of Ronaldo Mulatalo from the Cronulla Sharks. And I'm going to take the Broncos to hit first. I think this game will take a while for points to be on the board, but I'm going to take Alex Glenn to score the first try for the Broncos. And I think Jermaine Osaka on the wing is definitely a good pick as well. He's on the wing for this one, so he could probably score a try or even a double maybe. But I like the Brisbane Broncos here to get themselves back off the bottom of the ladder. The final game for the round sees the West Tigers up against the South Sydney Rabbitohs. I would have been at this game at Leichhardt. I technically have tickets to this game, but unfortunately, due to no crowd situations, I will not be at this game, which is very unfortunate because Ken Mamalo is actually making his West Tigers debut on the wing for the West Tigers. So I would have liked to have been there for that. Tommy Talau out of the side. Adam Dewey is in. Thomas McKaylee is in via the bench. Jake Simkin is in jersey number 21. As for the Rabbitohs, Tavita Totola is out. Benji Marshall is back in jersey 14, back where he belongs. Jaden Sewer is in jersey number... He's in the reserves. Jaden Sewer's in the reserves for this one. So is Josh Mansour. And Liam Knight is back via the bench. I can't say much else here. The Tigers were absolutely awful against the Melbourne Storm. They scored some late consolation tries, but there's no excuses. The Tigers for mine are still my pick for the wooden spoon. I've done the maths and it's probably going to be Canterbury, but I just think the Tigers are just absolutely woeful. I don't expect much for the Tigers here, even though it's at Leichhardt. The Bunnies will win this game quite convincingly. I'm going to go the Rabbitohs by 26 points. 38 points to 12. They will be way too good. I think Campbell Graham might score the first try. I'm going to go Campbell Graham from the South Sydney Rabbitohs. And we've got to go with someone from the forward pack. So we're going to go with... Actually, should we go Benji? He was out last week. Let's go Benji Marshall and Campbell Graham from the Bunnies to score tries. And I do expect the Tigers to at least score a try. I don't think they'll be kept to nil. I'm going to take them to score 12 points. But yeah, I like the Broncos and the Dragons for upsets. I like the Panthers over the Eels in a bit of a coin flip game. I like the Cowboys also for an upset. And that's about it. Guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you do like and subscribe to the channel. Congratulations to the giveaway winner. And yeah, we're almost at 3,000 subscribers. I'm working on season 3 of the podcast, Let's Talk Footy. Trying to come up with a new name potentially as well, but pump it out. Hope everyone is doing well in lockdown and safe. And good luck to the mighty Eels on Friday. They're going to need it. Huge game against the Penrith Panthers. If you're new, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys later.